It's me again, Stanley Mitch from Aztec Studio. I'm here to bring you another episode of Edit Like a Pro episode. This is episode 2 of Edit Like a Pro voiced version. Today we are going to learn on how to take a photo from this to this. Now, this edit is intended to address one problem. The problem that an employer most times does not understand. Partly the reason why you're looking for a job is because you do not have the money. They ask you to take photos in suits and attach them to your CV, and you do not have the money enough to buy the suit. Again, it looks like a waste of time and money if you're going to spend 3,000-4,000 to buy a suit only to shoot one photo, because again, just because you wore a suit, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get that job. You might not secure it even after all that effort. It then makes sense to pay less, which is 500, for an edit like this, so that if you get the job, then when you buy the suit, so that you can show up to work with the suit, you are going to get refunded for the money that you spent by the fact that you actually got the job, because effort do not always equal results. There are many times that people have had effort hoping that they'll get different results or they'll achieve that thing that they're chasing, but they do not get it. There are kinds of jobs and even scholarships and even cruise ship jobs, sometimes jobs at the airport, sometimes even scholarships. They want you to have a photo which is maybe a passport like this, but in that passport they want you to be in a suit, and you cannot afford it, because partly why you are looking for a scholarship, if you had all the money, why couldn't you pay your school fees? And partly why you are looking for a job is because you did not have the money for it. It beats logic that what they are asking of you is unachievable. That is where I come in, and the rest of the editors that we learn from this channel and them that learned from elsewhere. We just solve that problem in the society, because we are not just photographers, we are problem solvers. At the cost of 500, depending on where you are, it's going to be much more or much less. And without much more explanations, let's begin. So the first thing you need is to get your client, take them to the shooting space. Partly why he doesn't have clothes on, he doesn't have his shirt on, is because if he has it, I'm going to miss this neck, which I actually need a clean neck when creating this neck area, fitting it into a suit. You understand now, right? Then you need to ensure that when you're pointing your camera to shoot this passport, it is perpendicular to the nose, not at the eye level, that will be too high, at the nose or at the mouth, at that angle. Ensure that your photo is tuck sharp when you're shooting it. Or if they send you a photo that is already shot and you are not the one that shot it, ensure that the photo they are sending you is tuck sharp. If it's not tuck sharp, ask them to get another photographer to take a headshot like this and then send it to you. If they have a round neck shot, the one that comes below here, let's say they had a round neck shot, let's like dress him like this. They're actually let's make it gray like that, and then attach it to that level, and then maybe create another copy of it by pressing Ctrl J. We create a copy of it, still pin it, and then change the color of the one below slightly to something brighter, and then move that mask up so that we have like a collar graduating to, I'm just positioning the colors, graduating to the rest of the body. So let's say he had a t-shirt like this. If this is what he was wearing, it's acceptable, because you will have shot a photo of him with a low neck kind of attire, such that the neck area is well exposed, so that when you're creating your edit, you do not have those clothes or article of clothing that they are wearing interfering with your work. But then if there is none, he comes with a shirt like the one that I'm wearing, and you know very well that you're not going to use this shirt, and he doesn't have a vest or anything in, they better have it off. Someone will ask me, what about women? Even those ones, get one of the lassos, the ones we shoot traditional photos with, or the wraps, and wrap her from above the boobs and then shoot the rest. Take a nice passport, ensure that it is stuck sharp. If you zoom this one, you will see that it's stuck sharp. Then import it to Photoshop. The next thing you need to do is just go to your browser and open ChatGPT. Because like I told you in the other episode, AI is not here to take away our works. If you are clever enough, it's going to make your work much easier. We would have gone to stock websites where they give free imagery and see whether we can buy from them or get free images of a man wearing a suit, a black suit with a black tie and a white shirt of African descent. But now when we are here, now we are going to just type what we want. The prompt we read: create a photo, create a studio portrait of a young African man wearing a black suit, black tie, and a white shirt in front of a white backdrop. Make it photorealistic. Like that. Then press enter. This will take like 10 or so minutes, and then they'll create you the photo of an African. If the edit was of an American or a Hawaiian or an Asian, a person of white descent, you'd write exactly that. We missed something in this one, so we'll add it here and say, hey, make it a full body image, like that. And if the person whose photo you shot was muscular, write that in your prompt so that you are given somebody with a big body, someone with a strong body build, so that you end up with results that closely replicates the person whose photo you shot. If it's skinny, also add that, say, of a young skinny girl, of a young skinny man, of a young man about in his 20s, skinny, lightweight, stuff like that, maybe tall, so that the results you get are a correct representation of the person you shot earlier. You do not want to create an edit that if a person looks at it once, they see that it was edited, this is Photoshop work, this is AI, it was created, that. Go back to ChatGPT. You'll see it has created you the image you want, right? Then you download it, and then we open the location where it was saved. It's in the downloads, and then open it via Photoshop. It will come here. Now you see. Now partly why this photo looks like this is because it has fewer pixels, but then you can fix this problem by going to image size, and here where it says resolution, you resolve it around, let's call it 500, and then we sit here and wait. it will create a less pixelated result of the same image we have here. Now you see, if we zoom in, we do not have that stupid artifact we had earlier, right? Right. So then the next thing we are going to do is just cut off his head, because we don't want that one. I'm using the pen tool, which is tool number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It is tool number 16 on your default Photoshop tools list. Maybe I'm saying default because sometimes someone would might have reorganized or rearranged them in the software that you are using, and you do not understand why yours doesn't look like mine. But then if you reset it to default, it will be tool number 16. Now just like that, we have a selection. Let's make a copy of that image, and then we go to edit, fill, and then color, sample the color right around the head, and then press OK. Now we have the photo exactly, but without the head. Now we go to the image we had earlier, copy that, drag it and drop it in this canvas, and then fit it where it belongs. Now we'll switch it off for a while, and then we take a selection of whatever we have here. So we'll do select subject. You use the selection tool, which is tool number 4 on your default Photoshop tool list. Select subject. If the select subject doesn't do a great job, you can adjust those areas you feel should have been included. Yeah, we leave the rest the way it is, just like that. So now we have, if you press Alt and click the eye here on this layer, you're going to see that he stands alone. Now we get our chance to bring in the, let's make another copy of this image by pressing Ctrl J, and then taking away this mask from that layer, so that when we do this, then we see them, and so that the background, the immediate background behind it also is the one that he has his head removed. Now we take this image, the one we had earlier, drop it behind, between the two layers, behind the image, the suit layer, and then resize it so that the head is proportional to the size of the shoulders and the suit, and that the neck fits very well with the neckline of the photo that we created from ChatGPT. Like that. You just fit it. I'm using different sides so that I drag it correctly to get it to fit, and then you commit the changes by pressing enter, like that, and then we drop it slightly. Let's ensure that the head is well placed. Yes, it is. Then we are zooming out to check whether the head is too high, because it can be like this and we look disfigured. So you need it low. Just think about yourself. If you are the one wearing this suit, how would it fit you? How would you look? If you don't want to know for real, download another photo of a person in a suit, check how much of the neck it covers, and then use that one as a reference image for what you're creating. You can also take a copy of this image, put it at the top of the layers, make it small, like this, and then just select a small area of it, put a mask, so that you can use it as reference to see just how much of the neck is exposed in the image, so that you get a correct representation of how tall, how long, or how far up the head should be located, or how far down. Sawa sawa. Now that said, now the head is well placed. The other problem that introduces itself is the hands. The hands are darker than the head, so we need to decide whether we want the hands brighter or you want the head darker. Now, depending on the one you shot, was he darker, was he brighter? If he was darker, just make the head darker. And to make the head darker is very simple. You just need to select black and white layer in the adjustment layers area, and then turn that to multiply like that, and then clip it to him just like that, and you can see we are like done. But then his face is much darker, so we are going to reduce its opacity until the color of the face is as dark as the hands, and now you can see they match successfully. So we are going to keep it that way for now. But then the eyes are very yellow. We take away the yellowness. We are going to do a tutorial on whitening the eyes and whitening the teeth, but for now we do a quick job. So we pick hue and saturation layer from the adjustment layer area, and then click this hand icon, and then click inside the eye. It will select the reds and then just erase the whites. Then click plus here, and then add the other areas that has other colors you want to take away. Then invert that mask, pick a brush, which is tool number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the very first brush tool on that list, and then ensure that the size of your brush, you right click, you will see the size of the brush here, or click up here and you will see the size of the brush here. So change the size of the brush so that it's small enough so that it can pass in small areas like this, like that, and then keep adjusting its size accordingly. Do not touch the pupil of the eye or this part of the eye, because that part should be red. A normal human will have that part with some redness because it has some blood. Its part is fleshy. It is not the sclera. It's not the eye white. So we are just making white what should be white, and leaving brown what should be brown, leaving red what should be red, like that. So we paint in that part so that it's white. But again, nobody has eyes this bright, this white. Anywhere in the nation, nobody has them. Actually, if you look at them, you'll see they have some graying in them. So to solve that, we go back to the layers adjustment icon, click and select selective color, and then in that we pick neutrals. Then clip it to the mask where we did the eyes, and then just take away the blues. It will have the color of the eye. You can see if you take it very far, it becomes too red. So you want just a little of it so that it takes away the grayness or the blueness in the eyes, because most people, no matter how white your eyes are, just because you are alive, your eyes are going to be a little reddish. And then we strain the blacks so that it doesn't light like this, so that you don't look like a ghost. So we strain it down so that it's white, but also it's not very glowy. Then we reduce the intensity of what we've just done, because as humans we have that tendency of overdoing things. So we just reduce it slowly and gradually until it looks okay to our eyes. I think for me that number is okay, 61. Now from here you're going to see those eyes are now different, but again, not too different from what we had earlier. In case you would like to have him in a plain background, head to toe, you just need to come back to the layer where you see the head here, and then below it, just add on the layer adjustment a solid color like that. Ensure that it's white. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you will have solved the problem of your client. If there's a part you did not understand, put your question in the comment section. This image we are editing with, you will find it in the resource area at the description box, and anything else that I have used. The list of the gear that I have used to film this tutorial is also going to be available for you in the description box. Until the next episode, thank you for watching. My name is Stanley Mitch. Keep taking photos and editing them.
Turn your dreams into something seen. Lights, camera, action, now you know.